Hey friends, welcome back to another video. My name's Lefebvre, and today we're going to be illustrating some cute September doodles with my new Arrtx acrylic marker set. Learning how to draw can seem daunting when you feel like you don't have an artistic bone in your body, but when you break it down into simple shapes, I swear you can draw just about anything. So let's jump in and get started. Okay friends, so today we're going to be doing some fun September doodles. I have this sketchbook gifted to me from Arrtx, as well as these Arrtx acrylic marker sets. So I had the other set of 60, and then they also sent this set, which I haven't used. They're different colors, but still lots of fun. I love how opaque they are. They're a lot of fun to use. So I'm going to show you how to doodle some really cute fall illustrations with these. And even though this may not be a watercolor tutorial, it's always great to practice your drawing skills, whether it's just sketching with a pencil or, drawing with markers. It's always great practice just to get used to shapes and creating little illustrations. So we're going to be using these markers today. And this sketchbook, I have already swatched the colors that are in this. There's not too many fall-ish colors, but we're going to make it work. And I just did this little page here where I just put September doodles. I've made an outline of what I'm going to draw just because I wanted the proper placement and stuff like that, but I am going to show you how to draw this. So let's jump in and get started. I do have my little swatch card just to reference what the colors actually look like, because they do look a little bit different on the paper from the marker tips. So let's start with this kind of like oak leaf. I'm gonna put that right there just so I can, actually on the other side, so I can see it. Okay, so I kind of want like a yellowy ochre oak leaf here. So I'm gonna grab this color here, and I'm just going to start by drawing the vein up the center. And then I'm gonna do little V's going down. This is the easiest way to draw an oak leaf. Then you're just gonna do these squiggles around those veins. So every time a vein goes out, you're going to squiggle around it and then come back in. And do it to the other side, like so. And I like to do like a little kind of ball at the end of the stem. It just makes it look a little bit more realistic. And then we're going to fill in the oak leaf. So the thing with acrylic markers is that they are opaque. They're not easy to blend like colors, which is kind of a bummer for me just because I like blending and having that seamless kind of gradient look for a lot of things. But it also gives kind of like a fun illustrative style to have these opaque markers that don't really blend. So I'm going to grab a lighter color. Let's grab like a light yellow to kind of do this vein in the center. And then just kind of going over those lines that we originally drew. Now when a leaf is kind of turning its colors, it has little bits of brown to it. So I'm going to grab this light brown here. I'm going to go just beside that light vein, just for a little bit of shadow. Like that. And then through some of these like little dips, I'm just going to kind of add a little bit of a shadow there. Just it gives it a little bit more of a 3D look. Like that. Super, super simple. Okay. And you could just do like a whole page of these leaves. If you want to add a little bit more darkness, just for a little bit more shadow in some of those areas, you totally can. It's like when the leaves start getting kind of, weathered and all that fun stuff. But there you go. Perfect little fall leaf. Okay, then we have some mushrooms here. I have this fun kind of like taupey kind of color. I want to do these like two taupe and then this one like a red cap. So I'm going to cover this whole mushroom in this color. So I'm going to start by doing kind of this oval shape, and then I'm going to do like a curve inward so we can kind of see the inside. So I'm going to go behind it so you can see the inside of that mushroom. Do the same thing here. Kind of curve up like that. And then you're going to go below it, and then you're going to have this stem kind of coming out the bottom. Now these mushrooms tend to have like a little layer where it's like this. It almost looks like a skirt. And then a smaller stem out the bottom like that. I am going to fill in the top here with these two. Okay. And then I'm actually going to do the bottom of this red cap one this color. So I'm going to do this kind of like skirt coming out, and then just a little bit thinner like that. Okay. Then I'm going to take a light brownish color, and I'm just going to add a little bit of an outline to the bottom here. Maybe do the inside of that bottom like that. Okay. Then I'm going to grab a darker brown, and I'm just going to outline this side, and then the stem a bit. It doesn't have to be a full line. It can be kind of like a broken line. You don't always have to outline completely an image. I'm going to do these little lines inside like that. I'm going to outline this a bit. Like that. Okay, I'm going to grab my red for this red cap mushroom. Now this one, I'm just deciding not to do the inside. I'm going to grab a darker kind of burgundy red and just do a quick little shadow on one side. Like that. Now if you want to try and blend it, so you can add your shadow and then grab your original color again and then just slightly kind of go over it just to blend it a little. And we're going to add the white bits on it after that's kind of dried. It is a paint marker, right? So just keep that in mind. I'm going to grab my white. I'm just going to do kind of like a little highlight, maybe some little marks on the bottom here. Yeah, that's still pretty wet. So I got to wait a second. You can even do some dots I've seen on these white cap ones. Not white cap, they're like whatever. It just gives it a little bit of texture to do that. Let's see. Do our white. Now there's a little bit on the marker. I'm just going to try and take it off on a paper towel. Then I'm going to wait for that to completely dry before I add a little bit more white. But super, super simple. I'm going to grab a little bit of green and just do a couple things of grass, just so it doesn't look like they're floating there out of nowhere. Light grass, there's a light green, and then this kind of turquoisey green just for a little bit of darkness in there. Okay, and there are mushrooms. Now we're going to do, I just gotta put this back where it belongs. Okay, now we're gonna do an apple. So I'm gonna grab the lightest kind of yellow here. There's an apple that's open here. So you're gonna do kind of like a C, the shape of a C here. And you're gonna color that in. And then you're gonna do a C to the other side. Color that in. See how they're together? That's the open face of an apple. Ready? Then I'm going to grab this kind of taupe color again. And I'm just going to do like a little line kind of down the middle, just a little bit. A little bit of shading there. And I'm going to grab my dark brown, and I'm just going to do little seeds on the inside. A little bit of darkness at the top and the bottom. And now we can do the outer bit. Okay, so I'm actually gonna grab, I should have done a different color. It's okay. I want it because I want to do a red apple. So I'm gonna grab my red, and this is kind of on an angle. So you're gonna see most of the skin around this side of the C of the apple. And then on the top here. Okay. Just the way that it's tilted and it's sitting. And then you're just going to see a little bit of the red on that side. And I'm going to grab that dark red because I want it to be a bit more like a burgundy, like a red delicious. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that burgundy like that. And then let's do this apple here. I'm going to try and do a mix of red and green. This could be a disaster. Let's see. I'm going to do red. Gonna get some darker red in there. Just little bits here and there. Then do I want to go, I think I want to go like an orangey or yellow. I want to try and blend it. This is where it gets a little tricky. But sometimes also if the paint is still a little bit wet, then you can blend the colors a bit, which is nice. Just gonna add these little yellow strokes and then grab my red again. Try and blend it out a bit. You can even grab orange just to blend it. A little bit of orange. Looks a little messy, I know. It's okay though. Trying to make it look like it's one of those multicolored. It's really hard to blend. Like that's the one thing that's really tricky is you can't really blend them together. So I'm just trying my best here. See, this is where I'm like used to watercolor and being able to blend a lot better. I think it still looks pretty good though. And then I'll add a little highlight on it after. Okay, now I'm gonna grab my brown for a stem. Stem here, stem there, a little bit of a darker stem, and then I'm going to grab some green and do some leaves. I'm going to do one kind of coming off of this, just a little tiny leaf. And then maybe some leaves down here, like they're under the apples. Then we're just going to add a little bit of shading on those apples, the apple leaves with a darker green. I'm going to grab this like turquoise, kind of deeper green. And just do like little veins, and a little bit more of this color just towards the base. But that's about it. Okay, so now let's do this little acorn here. I'm gonna grab a light brown, super simple. It's a U shape, color it in, and then an upside down kind of U, like a little cap here, a little stem at the top, and then a little boop at the bottom. Super simple. Then I'm going to grab my medium brown. I'm going to just add a little bit more darkness to this one side, like that. Add a darker brown to the top here. So I'm going to outline it. And then I'm just going to do lines going down and then lines going across for that textured top there. If you want to outline the base, you can, and the stem. Super, super simple. All right. Then we're going to do this little berry thing right here. So I'm going to start off with a medium brown, and I'm going to do a stem that kind of breaks off into three. My hand's super shaky today. and then, or 5, I guess. I'm gonna grab my red here. Do 3 little berries like that, with a little thing on top. Maybe just a tad bit of orange, like that, just a little kind of highlight on there. Then I'm gonna grab a green, and I'm just gonna use the shape of my brush to do these little leaves on those 2 outer stems. Like that, and then I'm just going to do a little bit of green underneath the berries. Easy, easy. Okay, and there we go. Okay, and then September's birth month flower is actually, they're asters. I love asters, they're beautiful. So I'm going to grab this kind of lavender color, and I'm just going to do like, imagine that there's like a center here. So I just did like a little circle there, because that's going to be yellow. And we're just going to do these really simple petal shapes that are just kind of like long ovals. And they can be kind of messy too. There can be some gaps in between. It can literally just kind of be a scribble. Or even just lines. Totally up to you. Like that. I'm going to do a little hint of one right there. Okay, and then you're going to grab a darker purple. Yes. I'm trying to figure out what kind of purple I want, or do I want like a darker bluey purple? Let's see. This should be fine. Excuse me. And then you're just going to add a little bit of the darker purple towards the center. Just around there, just for a little bit. Like that. Then I'm gonna grab like a yellow, and I'm gonna fill this in with dots. Okay. I'm gonna grab the deeper purple. Just do a couple more lines going down some of those petals, just really loosely. I'm just going to take that other color back and just, no, it's not really doing much. It's all good. Okay, we're going to leave that. Let's take a darker yellow, so like a yellow ochre, and I'm just going to do little dots around the bottom part of the center. So you have that yellow part on the top, or the lighter part on the top, and the darker yellow ochre kind of towards the bottom. Then I'm going to grab this dark kind of green, do a stem here, stem connecting to this one, stem connecting to this kind of bud here, little bottom to the bud, and then these longer, thinner leaves. Like so. And then I'm going to grab a light green and just kind of add a little bit of brightness to some of these leaves. Like so. And those are your asters. Okay, now we're going to do pumpkins. Love doing pumpkins. I'm going to start with like a yellow for this larger one, and I'm just going to draw its shape and then fill it in. There's going to be a little pumpkin in front of it, so I'm just going to go around it like that. Wonder if I should do, do 2 orange pumpkins, or should I do like a greenish kind of pumpkin, like a grayish green pumpkin? I think I'm going to do like a gray, like, you know, one of those white pumpkins. So I'm going to actually make this a little bit fatter and longer, and I'm just going to fill it in with this color. Okay. There we go. All right, so I used yellow for this just because I wanted that to be the brightest. Now I'm going to grab some orange, and I'm just going to start making sections. So Gonna do an oval there, C shape over there, C shape over there, C over here, C over there. And then I'm just gonna use my orange and just kind of do some lines coming down and up. So it's like that highlight is mostly towards the center, like that. I'm gonna grab a light brown and do the same kind of thing. These are gonna be a little bit lighter lines. They can even be kind of like broken lines, so it's not full lines going through, and it gives it a little bit of, you know, like it makes it look a little shaky, kind of lumpy. Like that. Add a little bit more of the brown towards the bottom of the top just for extra shading. Like that. Then your dark brown for your stem here. Let's make it kind of like it was just picked off the vine here. Like that. I actually kind of want a bit of orange behind. So I'm just going to outline it with my light brown. Like that. And I'm going to take some of this light taupe color again. I'm just going to add a little bit of highlight to some of the stem. Like that. And then this one, I'm going to grab a bit of, do I want gray or brown? Let's try, let's see if this gray looks much different. Kinda. So I'm gonna do my ovals. And then with this one, I want a bit more white on it. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of white shading like this. You can even do like little dots, like there's like this is one of those lumpy pumpkins. I'm gonna do a little bit of highlight on the pumpkin there, and then I'm just gonna take that really dark brown and just kind of do a little bit of broken lines around it just to outline it a bit more, but not completely. And then a little stem, like that. You can make a little leaf on it if you want, just little dabs. Take your darker green again, just add a little bit of darker green to it, just for a little bit more added stuff. But that's about it, honestly. Super easy pumpkins. Depending if you want to go darker with some of these lines on your orange pumpkin, you can always do that too. But there we go. There are our pumpkins. Okay, and then our last one here is a maple leaf. So I wish I kind of planned this out better because I feel like all the red stuff is over here. Maybe I'll do an orangey yellow one, like one that's kind of turned, because I want it to be, I should have put like, I don't know, I should have just planned it out a little bit better in my head, but that's fine. So I'm going to start off with my yellow ochre. For a maple leaf, you're going to do one line down, short line across, and then two long ones to the side, okay? Then on each of these points, you're going to make it into a triangle, and then a little triangle, and then kind of come down. Big triangle, little one, little one. 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 And then just kind of connect them with a scoop. Scoop, scoop. And then do a little boop there. And honestly, that's pretty much it. Okay, so I wonder if I can, I don't know, I kind of want this to be that dark red color, but we're gonna see. So with a regular leaf, when I'm doing it with watercolor, I would just like add water to the whole leaf and then drop in all the fun colors and have them blend, and they look amazing and super realistic. But with the markers, it's a little bit more tricky. So I kind of want, do I want browns for this? Maybe I'll just add some browns. Okay, I'm just gonna add some squiggly like brown parts because I want it to, like, it's turning. It hasn't completely turned yet. So I'm just kind of adding little brown spots here. And they're pretty close in color, so it's not too crazy looking. I don't think. Maybe it is. You can even add a little bit of like a light green in there. Why not? Maybe let's do like a stem. I don't know if that's the right color to do it, but whatever. I'm going with it. Definitely not. Nope. I'm gonna go over it with brown. Honestly, that's one amazing thing about these markers and like working with an opaque medium is that you can just paint right over top of it if it doesn't work. It's wonderful. And I make tons of mistakes, so it actually works out really well. I'm gonna grab that dark kind of burgundy color. Maybe that should have been the center. Maybe a little bit of this color in there too. Just kind of make it look all mixed together and jagged. I don't know. Or you could just do one flat color. So totally up to you. But have fun with it. And that's about it. Honestly, this is the quick little doodle drawing. The last thing I wanted to do was take some of that white and just make it a little bit more opaque on the dots here. Maybe a little bit of extra highlight on this apple. You can even do a little bit on there. You can even add some on here, whatever you want. But that's about it. So there is our page of our September doodles with our Arrtx acrylic markers. Thank you all so much for watching my video. I really hope you liked it and I hope you learned something. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and follow me on all my other platforms for tons more content. Have a great day, guys. Bye.